Hello, my name is Ian Dutton and I'm the editor of the South African Medico-Legal Reports. Welcome to our updates. Heraclitus, the ancient Greek philosopher, said, "No person ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and it's not the same person." And what Heraclitus meant is that everything around us and ourselves are in a constant state of change. What seems permanent, if we look outside ourselves, is in fact temporary. The seasons change, the world goes round, things that seem solid decay and break down. Within ourselves we grow, we expand. We either deteriorate or we improve, depending on how we apply lessons that we learnt. In Germany, in around 1440, a goldsmith by the name of Johannes Gutenberg invented the movable type printing press, which started the printing revolution. Modeled on the design of the existing screw presses, a single Renaissance movable type printing press could produce up to 3,600 pages per workday, compared to 40 by hand printing, in other words, manual printing, and a few by hand copying, in other words, the way the old monks used to do it, literally writing out manuscripts by hand. Manuscript, in fact, Latin for written by hand or writing by hand. Now, the arrival of mechanical movable type printing introduced the era of mass communication, and this permanently altered the structure of society. The relatively unrestricted circulation of information and revolutionary ideas transcended borders, changed the world forever. Today, we live in extraordinary times. We're in the middle of the information revolution. We all know that. We know that from daily experience. We know that from the way that we use information, the way we consume information, the way we put information out. But let's have a look at some figures just to understand the impact of this. Let's look at cell phone subscribers as percentages of the world population and internet users as a percentage of the world population over the last 30 years or so. 1990. 12.5 million cell phone subscribers, 0.25%, 1/4% of the world's population used a cell phone in 1990. 2.8 million, 0.05% used the internet. By 2002, 12 years later, cell phone subscribers, 1.5 billion, 19%, and internet users, 631 million, 11%. And the figures keep rising. By 2020, cell phone subscribers, 4.78 billion, 62% of the world's population. And internet users, 4.5 billion, 59%, practically 60%, close on 2/3 of the world's population by 2020, either use a cell phone or the internet. And now, as of 2023, that's risen even further. And we're around the 75%, 3/4 of the world's population using cell phones or the internet. Phenomenal. Something phenomenal is happening. Now, against that background, let's have a look at why the South African Medico-Legal Reports have been established. The South African Medico-Legal Reports is a project designed to boost your practice. That's the ultimate goal, is to boost the practice of professionals. The medico-legal reports have been developed in response to the wealth of information which is now available, but which presents challenges in particular. How do you stay updated and informed about key developments in your practice? We look at about 50 cases a week, which are not reported in any formal law reports, but are available online. It's impossible for a practitioner to read those reports. There's also information contained there relevant to how legal professionals must run their practice, how expert witnesses must run their practice. Simply not possible to read all of that. So if you look at the number of reported judgments which are available and unreported judgments, even more, and the principles contained in those judgments, they're a rich treasure trove of information. So it's not possible to read all these judgments. It's not possible, there's not enough time in the day to stay on top of this information. But Contained in those judgments is wealth of information, crucial principles that could help in your practice in individual cases. The challenge is, how do you get access to that information? It's simply not possible to stay on top of those judgments and run a busy practice. The South African Medico-Legal Reports does that for you within the medico-legal sphere. And we do that in 5 sections. We provide news, we do interviews, we do training, we update on case law, and we post events. But before we look at those individual sections, let's dig a bit deeper. Let's get to the heart of the matter. Let's start with why. Why have the South African Medico-Legal Reports been established? What is their purpose? In order to understand why, let's look at our core values. We provide an unbiased, reliable source of information to boost your practice. The ultimate aim of the South African Medico-Legal Reports is to boost the professional's practice. Doesn't matter what sphere you're from, doesn't matter what experience level you've got. We want to boost your practice so that you can serve your clients better. 2, we do not take sides. We're not pro-plaintiff and we're not pro-defendant. We do not promote an agenda. We are dedicated to providing information, accurate, reliable information that you can trust, professionally developed. We do not begin with an end in mind. We do not try to persuade you to a certain point of view. We simply reflect what is happening out there in the professions. 3, what we are interested in is delivering accurate, reliable, well-informed content. 4, we are not a top-down organization. We believe in the freedom of ideas and the maintenance of professional standards very strongly, both of those 2 concepts. We therefore want to hear from you, no matter what branch of the profession you're from, or how senior or junior you are. Every person practicing in this field has a right to be valued and to be an active participant. And this is very important, has something of value to contribute to the broader medico-legal community. You have something of value. It doesn't matter whether you've been practicing for 1 week or for 30 years. You have got something of value to contribute as a professional. 5, we place emphasis on respect for all practitioners by virtue of their status as professionals, irrespective of experience, type of profession, gender, race, or I think what's probably most importantly, point of view. When we do interviews, when we do news items, we will always be respectful of differing points of view, even when, and actually particularly when, there are difficult subjects to be discussed. We may ask difficult questions, we may ask tough questions that are being asked out in the community, but one thing we undertake to do is to do that in a respectful way, to give a fair hearing and to try to present a fair case for anybody that is interviewed or any news item that we reflect. 6, we subscribe to and support the values of a constitutional democracy, the rule of law, and the free exchange of ideas. We do not see ourselves as a gatekeeper, but as a platform for the exchange of ideas. We are reflecting what happens out in the broader community, what happens in society. 7, we believe that the way to address the flow of information is through the use of technology. The South African Medico-Legal Reports therefore places great emphasis on using different forms of media to assist in providing information. 8, each form of media has its own place and role, but the same purpose, to boost your practice, to make it easier for you to assimilate information, use that information, and to be able to perform at a higher level. So we use books in printed form. Books have a place. It's easy to open a book, to go backwards and forwards, to notate a book. They become something of a friend to me. They become a valuable part of your practice. Certain information is best provided in books. We use a website, and you'll see that we are innovative and creative in our website. We believe that we produced the best research tool that's ever been developed for professional practice. And we don't make that claim lightly. We say that because we know what it's like to be in practice. We know what it's like to read long judgments. We know what it's like to be junior, not to understand the context. And what we do is we go into those judgments and we get to the heart of the judgment. We take out the principles that matter and we then summarize those principles for you. And we do that on a daily basis. And then we put those principles out in the form of practice notes. We also provide training on the website, which is tied into that information. So the latest information, the key principles, we then tie into a training course. We believe that there's never been any tool like this developed. We believe that this tool allows us to get access to a wealth of information and to present it and deliver it to you in a way that it's easy for you to assimilate. Incidentally, that's why we've decided to do this video, so that you can sit and watch the video and absorb a lot of information through a very accessible format, a video. We use social media. We find different platforms have different roles. YouTube is one that we mainly rely on because it allows for video. Video is a very effective tool for communicating the type of message that we are delivering. WhatsApp, phenomenal for short messages. So sign up to our WhatsApp group if you want to get short updates. And LinkedIn, which is an incredible tool at a slightly more formal professional level for slightly more serious content or slightly lengthier content. LinkedIn has its place as well. We also find LinkedIn is a great place for us to access information, to access commentary. Since we're on the subject of Heraclitus, let's look at another one of his quotes, which I really like. Those who love wisdom must investigate many things. We believe that a practitioner should have more than just technical knowledge, should have more than just being clever. You need to have wisdom. Doesn't matter whether you're an expert witness, whether you're a legal practitioner, whether you're a judge. You need to have wisdom in your dealings with these matters because they involve people. They involve human dilemmas. Sure, there's a technical aspect and you need to be technically proficient. But at the end of the day, this all comes down to dealing with human beings. And in order to do that best, you need wisdom. But to get wisdom, you must investigate many things. In other words, you must be aware of what developments there are technically in your profession. What are the latest developments? What's the trend? What are people thinking? That community consensus is very important in the professions. We hope you're going to enjoy the reports. We hope that they are going to assist you and boost your practice. How can you get involved? Firstly, sign up at www.samlr.co.za. That's our website, and that's the hub of all our activities. If you go to the website, you'll be able to access our social media. You'll be able to navigate your way around the website and look at what it is that we're offering, how this all works. Sign up. We've made it specifically that from people that cannot afford to pay much, for as little as 250 Rand a month, you can start getting access to this content. All the way through to the elite members who need a more comprehensive package. There are great deals there if you consider the investment in your practice and that is tax deductible. So the whole spectrum is there for you. You'll find something to suit you. There's also a range of products, print and other forms of media available. Monthly subscriptions and annual subscriptions. Go and have a look at the site. Next, we're running a Christmas special with 20% off until the 16th of December 2024. I really would encourage you to take advantage of that. And here's why. We're going to be running an annual review on the 26th of January 2025. Every January, we will do an annual review of medico-legal and personal injury law for the previous year. This year, we're going to hold that on the 26th of January. It'll be done online. It'll be done in a pre-recorded format. It'll be available at 7 o'clock in the evening. We'll have a live component, and those videos will be available afterwards as well. But the important thing is that on that night, we are also going to be launching 2 print editions. The one is the launch edition of the South African Medico-Legal Reports themselves, the law reports. So that's a big thing on that night, and we'll send you more information about this. The other thing is we are going to introduce a groundbreaking approach to the quantification of general damages. The South African Medico-Legal Reports Quantum Guidelines. That's a little booklet which will revolutionize the approach to quantum of damages in South Africa. It's comprehensive, it deals with the latest cases, it sets out the underlying principles and approaches in summary form so that practitioners can get the most out of assessing general damages, whether for plaintiff or for defendant. It's aimed at both legal practitioners with a table of cases, and it's also aimed at expert witnesses with assessment factors which should be taken into account when considering the question of general damages. We will make information available on each of those products. But for now, get your order in by the 16th of December 2024, because our orders are going to print on the 17th of December. And our print run will then close for this year. It takes about a month to get the medico-legal reports ready because they're carefully stitched and bound. It's a top quality product. That means if you want to get your products by the launch, you must get your orders in by the 16th of December 2024. I would also encourage you in any event, take advantage of the 20% off. It's a great discount. Then, next thing, please subscribe and like our YouTube channel. We make good quality content available there. We've started putting on there. We are now getting properly going with this project, and you'll see content coming regularly onto the YouTube channel. YouTube is probably our main way of communicating. So go to the channel, have a look at it, and please like and subscribe if you appreciate what's there. Next, we've got our WhatsApp messages. That's quick, short updates as to what's happening. Next item, our LinkedIn page. Go to our LinkedIn page and follow. We use LinkedIn more occasionally. We use it for more serious content, but we also use LinkedIn to look for information. And finally, our annual review on the 26th of January 2025. Please look out for more information about that annual review. That's going to be a phenomenal event. And then lastly, get interviewed. If you want to be interviewed, get hold of us. We will interview you. We will ask you about you and your practice, a topic which you're comfortable with, and we'll talk about the South African Medico-Legal Reports themselves. Get hold of us. It's free exposure for you and for your practice. We disseminate this information widely, and this is going to become the thought-leading platform in this field very quickly during the course of next year. We've interviewed you, and you're on the platform. We'll put your interview on our website. We'll embed it there. You can share those interviews with your social media base through Facebook, through LinkedIn. It's a great way to get exposure for you and your practice. Don't miss this opportunity. We're already getting quite a lot of requests for interviews. We're going to have to cut this off, it looks like, at some point. So get your requests in. We'll try and schedule you now during the next few weeks until the end of January, until the annual review. We'll try and get through as many interviews as we can. We've already got quite a long list to get through. So sign up, get interviewed, get involved, do yourselves a favor, go for this. It is going to become phenomenal next year, and be part of this journey. Thank you very much for your time, and we will see each other soon.